going on YouTube? Let's see. Are we live on YouTube properly? Yes, we are. Yeah, so let's see if we can get a lot of people to come in. What's going on YouTube? My name is Etienne Kubwabo. I think most of you that follow me on YouTube, who are my subscribers, I'm trying to get you guys to kind of see what I've been up to. You know, have you been seeing some of my campaigns of some stuff that I've been promoting? Part of it with the Etianverse, we have been building a new universe, obviously with different characters, different IPs. So this is just for me talking about like Terra Squad. Terra Squad is kind of like a new IP that I've been working on. Now, I've been developing this for the last 2 years almost, and we finished our last page 2 weeks ago. Clark Bint, who is the artist on the series, we've been working together for quite some time to try and get this done before we launch a Kickstarter, because previously what I've done is I've done a few Kickstarters, and you get the money and then you have to spend a few other months making the books, which is kind of like been delaying the funds and people who actually support this stuff. So yeah, today I wanted to tell you that the book is done. We're gonna raise money here majorly for printing, finalizing other collectibles. So just kind of like encouraging a lot of people to come on board. Let me share my link live so that people can go and check us out. I'm gonna go on Facebook. Let's find our YouTube live. First, let me share it on Facebook first so people can jump in. How do we find the live? Let's switch to other directing pages, and then we're gonna find Etienne live. Okay, here you go. Okay, we don't wish to play this, we just wish to share this. All right, let's put it on Facebook. Okay, live. Must be spelled Terra Squad. So let's put that, then we will tag all the followers. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just hit post, then let's put this on every, we can put it on other Kickstarter pages, like other pages that have actually let's put it to our updates so we can get some of the backers, the current backers, to go and check out what I'm up to. Okay, so let's do this. So squad, let's put it up there so that people can, okay, let's try and encourage a lot of people to see. Before I go to talk about the campaign, I want to get as many people as possible to come and join me. What other platform are we mostly active on? X. There's so many to keep up with. I'm gonna put the announcement on Hyena Man backers and BeatsofWarVerse backers, and see if you can get a lot of people. So have you backed Terra Squad is the first question, because Terra Squad has about 18 days to go and we need your help. YouTube. I keep misspelling Terra Squad. If you're French like me, coming from a French-speaking country, sometimes you mix up a few words. So yeah, it's excuse me. I'm gonna. Have you heard about Terra Squad? I want you guys to comment. I want you to be active and tell me so that I know what points to talk about. The campaign is running. We've got about 18 days to go, and we definitely need your help. We need your help so that we can fulfill this campaign. We've got so many people who have backed us from previous campaigns. So if you can go there, choose a tier, check out what we've been working on, we'd appreciate it so much. Okay, let me put this. Okay, live YouTube. I feel like I communicate more with people when I'm live. Sometimes doing posts, it never really does help the magic. But anyway, I'll share these and see if people will pop in. I've shared it on so we go back to Kickstarter. I've shared it on X, I've shared it on Facebook. Should I share it on my fandom as well? Let's do it on the fandom, Facebook fandom, and then we can get started. So yeah, what you guys been up to? I'm Etienne Kubwabo. I'm live streaming from Scotland in my bedroom somewhere. The location is usually top secret, you know, because you don't want to tell people where you live for security reasons. I am promoting my new series, Terra Squad, sorry, and I would like for you guys to go and check it out after this stream. If you can go and take a look and back us, I would appreciate. There's so many people who have backed us already, so that's cool. You don't have to go back, but if you're live and watching us right now, we would appreciate you. Okay, I can't read my one name, everyone. Okay, so let's post it on our. Okay, so we put it everywhere literally. I don't have my login details for Blue Sky here, so I'm gonna just kind of like ditch it for now. So yeah, Terra Squad. What's Terra Squad? Now at the moment we have about 41 people who have backed us. Let me try and go live on Instagram. Okay, this is gonna help, I think. Okay, so we have 41 people who have backed us, and 41 of those we've raised 1,365. Now 1,665 is not the target that I had in mind. Keep in mind these books are very expensive to do, so I want to raise as much as possible to be able to take it to printing. It's 52 pages, and then within 52 pages of the book we've got exclusive behind the scenes of how I came up with the book and the story, building up characters, the biography, what I've got coming up, and other exclusive stuff from the Etianverse. Now part of the comic books is that the comic books fund the film studio, so right now we're working on the second feature, and the comic books really are the ones that fund the films. So we want to encourage you guys to go check it out. Go on Kickstarter, put Terra Squad. What's up, Zed? Hope you're keeping well. Go and check it out, and see if it interests you, see if you like the art, see if you like what we've been cooking, and go and back us. So let's start with Terra Squad. Terra Squad, from the Latin word Terra for earth, and then the squad. Believe it or not, I went through so many names to come up with Terra Squad. I went through like Warzone. I was looking for a crew of kids. How would I call them? A crew of kids? A crew of kids that would be fighting these aliens. But I wanted to give them a name that referred to something that was powerful. So I started looking at different words that meant powerful. So, and since they were protecting the earth, I was like, you know what if I bring in the earth element but in another language? So when I was googling, I think it's in Latin. Let's double check. If you put teller, no, I don't mean Kickstarter, bruh. Just put this. Okay, so put teller. What is the meaning of teller? It's so it can refer to several things. In Roman mythology, Teller is a goddess of earth. Ah, so these guys are goddesses of earth. That's pretty cool. But the true meaning is from alternative name for planet Earth. You see, it's Latin, another name for Earth. I thought that was quite interesting when I found out what it was. Now, when we announced Terra Squad, a lot of people started confusing us with Terra Squad. It's a rap group by Fat Joe. You probably remember these guys from like What's Love Got to Do. Yeah, they did rap, big tracks like that back in the day. So yeah, people started confusing us. Like, no, our Taylor is from the word Earth for Latin. So I kind of want to come up with something different and unique. So Terra Squad, I looked up to see if there is any other comic books that have the same title. Nada. I couldn't find any. But obviously you've got like the Suicide Squad from DC. That's different. But yeah, so that's how it came to be. Going back to the campaign, we've got the chosen trio. So the chosen trio, they are the three kids. One has the power of ice, the one has power of the earth, but also has this sword that she uses to fight. And then you've got Uriel, who has the power of fire. So I kind of wanted to do something that was really cool and different, and sort of involve these three elements that make up the planet. I mean, if you have fire can either destroy but also help in the rebuilding of the earth. For example, if you burn something, you can burn away the weed, and then the real plants that are more cleaner, that provide good oxygen, would grow and help save the planet. And you've got a character that has power of the earth, obviously, which is the planet that we live in, really interesting. And then you've got the character that has ice, which I've always found ice and snow quite interesting. So I kind of wanted to incorporate those elements that reflect our planet. And you've got these three kids who are spread across the world. Uriel is in Congo, June is in Japan, and you've got Dan in New York, living different lives, but they have this quest they have been introduced to that they need to carry on. Now imagine going and picking up random kids who are like in high school, and you tell them there is a quest that you've been picked for a great purpose to protect the planet. These kids will think you're crazy, right? So with Terra Squad, I kind of wanted to base it on my curiosity about the planet, the universe. Growing up in a Christian family, I've always been curious about just the planet itself. Where I grew up, I always thought that Africa, like where I came from, that was the whole world. But when I grew up and started traveling, I realized the planet is bigger. And then when it came to Christianity as well, I believe in God, but I also have this curiosity about how old the universe is, how old the planet is. I'm like, what happened when the first ice age happened? Like, how did humanity survive? So these characters are meant to be linked by the first civilization of aliens that landed on Earth, and they were also seeking refuge from another planet. And when they came on Earth, they actually were able to coexist with humans. So humans didn't kill them, and they did not kill humans. And that's how this story came to be. So I was like, what if there's that civilization that is part of our planet now, that is hidden from us, and it's the reason why the aliens are not attacking us, right? So I'm like, so where would the aliens be? And then I started reading up about how we know more about space, about what's underwater beneath us. And I was like, what if there's some alien civilization trapped within the ice or deep underwater that these Celestians are protecting us from? So their whole purpose, I mean, they moved to Earth after the Ice Age to sort of find a new home, but they ended up being Earth defenders. Now, a lot of readers will be like, what if, why can't these Earth protectors just, keep the aliens there? So with this race, there's a part of the race which is like a tribe within them that has this original blood, which gives them this power to sort of activate this artifact that gives you this suit that helps you withstand the power and the speed of these aliens while fighting. So they are the ones who were the lead of their army when they were fighting off this alien race that came 3,000 after Celestians had come on Earth. So these original blood, because there was a few of them, they told them, okay, go live with humans, go coexist with humans. They had kids with humans, great generations after generations, so that bloodline does not disappear. So what if it's 10,000 years later, and now they know this threat is about to get free, and the only people who can protect them are people who have a drop or a little bit of that blood of the original ones. So they send these mentors. So if you go all the way to the bottom, you will see some mentors. This is some of the cool pages from. They send these mentors to find the kids. That's the image of the mentors. The mentors are original tactic people. So they've been trained, they've lived for long, and they've got different personalities. So they are sent to the world for the first time to go find these kids. And the kids will not be easy to recruit because these kids have different lives. You have June, who lives who's from a really super rich family. Her path to life is different. She doesn't really wanna go into what her father is doing. And then you've got Dan, who is more like let me just plug my laptop before it dies out. Dan has a complete relationship with his family, and it's a kid trying to survive in New York City. Parents are not on good terms, so he's having a hard time as well. And then he has bullies in school. And then you've got Uriel living in somewhere Central Africa in Congo, who is adventurous. Him and his brothers, they want to save the world. They want to give free access internet to the people in the village. They want to make sure that people where they come from have access to whatever everybody has access to technology wise in this world. So it's quite interesting. So they have to send these mentors to get these kids ready, to train them and get them ready for the big task ahead. Now if you go all the way to the bottom of Kickstarter, you will see different pages of the drawn by Clark Bint, who's my main lead artist. He drew some really cool images, and I felt like when I met Clark like years ago at Thought Bubble, I saw his art style. I was like, there's something we could do there. But when you've met somebody for the first time, but you don't know what approach or what the project is gonna be, what will be your collaboration. So I didn't want to force it and be like, oh yeah, we need to do something, man. I saw it. I was like, okay, it stayed in my mind. Like for all that time, it stayed in my mind. And then I was like, okay, at some point when the time is right, I'll get the right project and I'll get him. So as soon as I wrote Terra Squad, which was 2 years ago, I was like, oh yeah, I think this will work really well for Clark. And reasons why I chose Clark is because his style is really different from Ben. It's different from like other people I've worked with, like Joe Bennett and other people. And his style with the images that he draws, because he hand draws most of the pages, it's kind of like it's got this style that is cinematic. It feels more like these characters draw you into the story. It's just the way he draws the heads, the body, the physicalities of these characters, the background images where these characters are. So the tone and the look of just his images are brilliant. So choosing the right artist for this story was key for me. I wanted to get somebody who hand draws, who's gonna come with something completely different from what I was already doing. Now, if you look at some of the panels from Terra Squad, you will see that each page is its own thing basically, and I feel like he will try out different angles. This guy is a filmmaker. He's my cinematographer, I think, in comic books. he will try different angles based on the story, so that each page is really interesting for you to read and have a look. His images will draw you into the story. So like this page is where Uriel's power is starting to come out, and these rebels are trying to force him to do something that he doesn't want to do, and his eyes brighten up, and then the whole, like you can see from the top panel, small panel here, to this other panel, it starts to bright up, boom, and he's got this black background around, and then the light becomes super bright, and then you can see things breaking, go pop pop pop, like from the cars, and then you've got, like, the mentor coming in, to help save the day. But yeah, each image that you're gonna see in Terra Squad is its own thing. You've never seen anything like this before, so it's incredible work that he's been doing. So now let's go to other pages that you can see. Now you can see all the characters in their full suits, so you get to see this part of the comic book as well when you read it. And then when you go down, we've got these sort of ancient ice lyric artifacts, you could call them. So these are connected to the Antarctic people, but especially they just work for people who have the original bloodlines. So if you have the original bloodline, they will bond with you, and then the suit will come to your body based on the power that is linked to your bloodline, basically. So it's quite interesting. I've been trying to experiment with what I can do with characters. How do I make each character in the Etianverse different from other things that I've been creating, basically. It's quite interesting process, and it's been back and forth. Like the first 3 months before he started drawing, we were going back and forth. Oh, how about this, how about this, how about we try a reptilian look to their suits, and then make the bad guys, who are the other reptilian villains, look more ugly, more like lizard wise, but also giving them that humanoid look, like that human look. And then how do we make their suits more appealing, like it's cool to look at, right? But also giving them that badass look. And then once they wear the suits, they become slightly taller, so this is cool. We experimented and we came up with these suits, and then it's like it's back and forth creative collaboration. That's what I love about how I worked with Clark. He took what was on the script and he made it 10 times better. Like every time he showed me a page, or he showed me what he thought we could do for a page, he elevated the story. So it's that's why I like to collaborate. I think, can you imagine if you're one person that writes your script and then you draw the story? It wouldn't work well. I think that idea of humans collaborating to work on a project is usually the best thing that you can do for your project, really, because that person's idea plus your ideas, you always end up doing something really unique that you would have it done as one person. But let's keep going back. This is our cover. Let's keep going down. This is our cover A, and we have our cover A, which is the first cover that we did. By the way, we drew this before we did the comic book because we just wanted to get the suits right. We didn't know how the bottom is gonna look like, but we just kind of wanted to get the suit vibe right, and before we go into the book, how the kids are gonna dress up, like how, and then we got the Antarctica, background. You've got the snow, the ice. I love snow, I love ice, and I think the Antarctica is the place I want to visit now, because I've been curious about that place. So why should you back the Terra Squad? There's my curiosity about the universe, and I think a lot of people ask themselves these questions, and I think with stories, because you get to escape into these sort of stories the a creator has created, and your hope is that you and the audiences, you get to discover what's like to be human, also discover these answers that you're trying to find. Really, I want to understand how the planet was like after the ice age. I want to understand all these hidden mysteries of the universe that they are finding in the Amazon, the pyramids. There's so much about our planet that I'm still curious about. And Terra Squad, these characters that are put in this story, are there to sort of go to all these different places and try and find these answers and together. And I hope with people reading this story, they can give me feedback and say, oh, Etienne, by the way, there's this part of the world that maybe you need to check out. Honestly, if you have some ideas of places you visited that you've found really fascinating. I would like to know about it. And then we've got our cover C. So our cover C, you've got the suits at the back. Now cover C is a wraparound cover. So it has the front and the back. So you'll be able to spread it open like this and see the whole image sort of spread out at the back of the comic book. So that's part of our tiers as well. So if you go through different tiers, there's one tier that you can select that has all the three covers here, the Terra Squad trio tier. So going down, let's keep going down. We've got all our rewards, like I always do. Every campaign I do, I have to put the previous books, because there's a lot of people who are finding me for the first time and they've not seen other things that I've been working on. Like Hyena Man, it's a complete different story. Same universe, Hyena Man is more like Batman meets Blade. So I wanted to create a character that was more grounded in reality, that has that sort of Asian African power linked to it, but also is set in future. So now Hyena Man is set in future. Terra Squad is now and BeatsofWar is now. I'm trying to understand how the future is going to be for humanity, and Terra Squad is trying to sort of discover what was the planet like before and now. What is our place in this universe? Where do humans come from? What's the meaning of all these cool natural things that are appearing around the planet, like this hidden city under the Amazon that recently discovered. These things, these answers that I cannot find from just googling online. So I feel like with stories I can put characters there, and somebody who reads and be like, Etienne, by the way, you've missed this, so maybe you need to check this out. So yeah, this is my journey trying to discover our planet in some way, and that's why one story is in future. Another story is set now, but goes back in the days just after the Ice Age. And then you've got Beats of War, which is more just a generic Aryan story, more like if you like Spider-Man, if you like Captain America, of a character trying to find himself, trying to understand where he comes from, and he's a half-breed. He's trying to connect with his human side, but also connect with his alien side. That's Beats of War for you. But Terra Squad is an interesting one. So Terra Squad is more like Ninja Turtles meets Spider-Man, or Ninja Turtles meets District 9. And a lot of people reacted to District 9 because it was quite an interesting movie that came out. I'm not sure what year it came out. I think it's 2009. Yeah, it was ages ago, but District 9 was a really good film, an alien film that I feel like it was really done well, and I feel like that film stayed at the back of my mind, right? But when I was writing Terra Squad, I didn't quite remember. It's like you watch a movie and it becomes your favorite movie, but these ideas stay in your subconscious, and then if you write a new story, it's like, okay, you're tapping into that. But Terra Squad is more like Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles, they are teenagers. They don't understand who they are. They like to try out different things. They are funny. They've got these emotions. They eat pizza. So it's got that vibe, Yeah, if you're an adult and you like Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man, you will see yourselves in these characters. And if you like the more mature side of storytelling, you like the fact that you've got these sort of, mentors who are mentoring these kids, but you got that major threat that is sort of like a reflection of District 9. If you like the District 9 and you like the alien designs, which we definitely stayed away from, because me and Clark really wanted to create something original and cool and different. So we tried different things out. We looked at different cultures, especially the African culture, and we took a lot of references from there. And then we started imagining, like, when I was speaking to Clark the first time, I'm like, what if there's an advanced civilization living in Antarctica right now, and they've sort of adopted their technology to the ice and water? How would their world, the infrastructure look like? These are the questions we asked ourselves. So I did a lot of sketches, which I showed to Clark, and then I talked about what sort of cars, what sort of spaceships or motherships they would have. So there's so many things that I had to, talk to him about, so that we can sort of discover how to build the world from scratch. If you go to Kickstarter, you see that the background of all the rewards is ice and water. So those are some of the images from the Antarctica. and you have different rewards that we will unlock. When we reach 200 backers, we got different things that will be given to everybody. We've got some t-shirts and different stuff that come with it. So yeah, these are the aliens that I was talking about. So when I was writing this, I did not remember District 9, but because it was my favorite movie before I started doing the campaign for Kickstarter, I was like, oh shit, I think I might have so brought in my favorite movie, alien movie of all time into Terra Squad. Because, aliens have been, you know, described or shown in different ways. I think if you watch the movie like Paul, I don't know if you've seen the movie Paul about these two British guys who go to find Area 51, and then they come across this alien who's sort of green and funny, smokes weed. That's kind of like one the how film has sort of described aliens. And then you've got E.T. Steven Spielberg, and then you've got like District 9, who sort of portray them as sort of reptilian creatures. So everybody's trying to understand how these creatures look like. So myself as well, I'm trying to understand how these creatures look like, but also giving them that sort of humanoid look to them, so that it feels more relatable, and it would make sense if they are fighting, the Terra Squad and the mentors. It would really work well in that world. So yeah, so you've got, that's the design, one of the sketches that appear in the series. And then we've got like add-ons, and add-ons are more like a couple few things that the Etianverse has been making, that we felt like we really wanted to share with the rest of the world. Basically, there's some really cool collectibles that we have available for people who like to collect. So for example, this statue is of E.T. E.T. is one of the main characters from the Etianverse, from Beats of War, and he's kind of like fighting nano-robotic invaders. Let me see, I don't think I can open a YouTube video within within me live streaming, but if you click this link on Kickstarter, it should show you me unboxing it. And then with that, you get a certificate of authenticity. It's really good quality as well. And then within the box, you get the pieces of the figure, so you can put it together yourself. A menu, you get a limited edition trading card that comes with it. So then 20 people will only own these. We've already had 10 people order these outside, and we've got a few left for Kickstarter. And this is just of a sample of a menu. And then we've got the box, how it looks like. So that's the first box that I ever got, a prototype from the factory. And then these are the final design boxes of what you'll be getting. Basically, it's quite heavy, but we'll ship it anywhere around the world, and they come in small boxes where you can sort of take out a piece and build it yourself. Now we've got, these are the small boxes, which are our small figures of E.T., just the character floating on the Titan crane. I don't know if there's anybody from Glasgow, if they will understand what the Titan crane. I always like to include some landmarks that people can sort of recognize in everything I'm creating. So if you go down, so those are the boxes for them. This my friend who's working on them, building them from scratch. Every figure is built from scratch, so each figure has its own look, like the way the carvings are, the way it's placed, so each will be unique to itself. That's me getting the prototype for the first time at Comic-Con. I was super excited. I think we had like 4 hours to go for Comic-Con. As soon as I saw this, like my whole Comic-Con was finished. Like I sat down, I didn't care about selling comic books. I just wanted to look at it. I just wanted to think about what I could do and how I could give it to a lot of people who like to collect, and a lot of fans. And this is a bit of an explanation about the figures. And now the smaller ones are here. This comes standing in the box. I just tried to put in some images that will be clear. So that's him standing here, and then he comes in his own box as well. And they are really priced nicely as well. They're not too expensive. These are fast figures, so they are quite special. We're gonna only make 100 of these. You see them, the troops, Etianverse troops. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. These are pretty cool. So go check these out. Go check these out. Now, finally, is it the final one? We've got a vinyl. So growing up, I've always loved music. I remember seeing Michael Jackson's Thriller for the first time. That's the first music video I saw. When my dad put it on, I looked at it. I went and hid under the chair. I was so scared of the zombies dancing. So music has always been part of everything I've been creating. That's why you see the channel is called DJ ET. So I started off as a DJ, right? And then I was like, well, how do I incorporate music in everything I do, any story I tell? Because I understand how music is such a universal language, and a lot of people connect with music. You don't need to understand what the song is about. If this it's the right beat, I'm telling you, you just tune in. So for every comic book I created in the Etianverse, I made sure that I created a soundtrack, collaborated with different musicians from all around the world to put music here that goes with each comic book. So if you back my Kickstarter today, you can get the vinyl added. These are limited edition. They come in green, and the music is more like Daft Punk meets Afrobeat. You definitely hear some sounds and different things you've never heard before. So yeah, let's keep going down. Let's go down. So that's the picture we did for the vinyl, photographed by my good friend Ben, who is an artist. And then we have our very first CGC series, signature series for Beats of War 1. So we only have 20 of these. So these are available as part of our campaign as well. And then you've got myself, a photo of myself. And then you've got my good friend Clark, who is the lead artist, who did an absolute great job. I can't wait for you guys to start seeing us. We move into a new studio, but part of the studio we're going to be inviting a lot of our super backers to come and check it out, to come and visit. And I can't wait for you guys to come one time when we're doing a signing and Clark is there as well. Clark has done an amazing job. You're gonna have a freaking good time reading Terra Squad. Every page is a piece of art, and every page that you're gonna be buying from Terra Squad is gonna be worth your time. So like again, those who are joining us, this is where I started off with just one comic book on Comic Con, but now look at my display. And as of our next con, we're gonna have Hyena Man and Terra Squad. So it's been a long journey, and I wouldn't have done this with a lot of people who have been buying all my comic books all these years. So yeah, for those joining us for the first time, head over to Kickstarter and back us. Go and see any tier that you might like. We have 18 days to go, and I'm begging, asking you guys, the supporters, to go and check it out and support us, because with your support we send the book to the printers, and we will make sure that you get the book before anybody else. How cool is that? So Terra Squad is an add-on to the Etianverse. So if you read Terra Squad and you've read Hyena Man and you've read Beats of War, these characters do exist in the same universe. And I know for some sure, like in future, we'll be doing a crossover. Why not? Why the hell not? But for now, I want you guys to be introduced to the characters, to have an ongoing series of books. We're never gonna have any reboots. It doesn't matter if you're on issue 50 of a story, we're gonna keep them going. We're not gonna reboot anything, and this is the great time for you to come and join the Etianverse and see what we've been cooking. So this is a page that I use for most Beats of War stuff, but I also use it to introduce new readers or current subscribers to the general Etianverse. So we have another YouTube called Etianverse Studios. I'm gonna ask them to comment on this video so that I can let's see. Oh, that's cool, Etienne. Oh, so the inspiration for the kids was me growing up in Congo, and I remember I used to go and fetch water. Like every time it was holidays, my dad would send us to my grandmother's side, and remember we used to go fetch water like 4 hours away. You go with cows, and then sometimes you get to where you fetch water and you find a queue of people fetching water. So that journey from home to going to fetch water was quite challenging. You would meet people who want to either steal your jerry cans, and then it would rain and maybe the cows would run away, and then you need to get one of these bikes made out of wood. We call it gitogotogo. You're gonna see it in Terra Squad, and we would just jump on those and sort of run after the cows, and then you redirect them into a different direction. So growing up in Congo really inspired this story, right? Really. And recently when I became a dad, like when you're like past your teenage years and you start growing up, you get caught up in work, trying to do the next thing. But when I became a dad and became a father, my son, when I saw him, I was like, I had this sort of instant need to try and protect the planet, try and do the right thing for the planet, and try and help him grow in a world that is full of positivity, because there's so much going on in the world. And he sparked the inspiration. um will they see these kids meet up with Etienne? Yes, we will see these kids meet with ET and Hyena Man in future, definitely in a crossover. And we have another question from Shanpo is digging what he's here. Oh yes, go check it out for sure. Go check it out. We do appreciate your support. So these kids will meet Hyena Man. These kids will meet Terra Squad at some point, and you best believe this is gonna be an awesome crossover. I mean, a little quick preview. Look at some of the pages of the opening of Terra Squad. This is the second page where we reveal the Antarctic city, and you've got the alien race attacking those people. You see their spaceship designs. We kind of tried to do some stuff that was quite unique. And if you see the infrastructures from the Antarctica civilization, it's kind of like ice. How do you get ice and metal and mix those two? How would the infrastructure of this city of these Antarctica people, how would that look like? That's kind of like what we drew inspiration. And then if you go down to the first page, you see the first people. Remember these aliens from the first time when there was during the ice age? You see them eating something, and you can see the spaceships of the Antarctic people landing for the first time on Earth. And you see them just before the ice age. They're taking some humans, and some of them, okay, they made humans who were the already inhabitants of the Earth. But when it started, the whole planet was covered in ice. They had to help them move them to other safer places, so they built relationships. And I feel like with these interesting pyramids and these hidden cities that they are discovering on the planet, I feel like people from the ice age or before the ice age, even if I don't know if it's an alien race, I feel like they had technology that was way more advanced than us. I mean, how come we don't know much about these pyramids? How come we don't know so much about what's under us than what we know in space? So this is all my curiosity. So me growing up in Congo, you can is a reflection of Uriel. Uriel is there trying to help his people where he comes from, and he believes the universe is much bigger than what he sees, and he really wants his people in Massifsi to have access to the internet so that they can have access to the world, basically, which is, I think, is every human right. And so some of the pages are quite interesting. This is all hand drawn, by the way, and these are the design sketches that we came up with. This will be awesome read if you are into like X-Men, Ninja Turtles, and you like cool tech, Bounty Hunter, you like Transformers, cool robotics. You're gonna absolutely love these pages. Really, what I've revealed in this live stream for our Kickstarter is just a blink of what's in the books. I mean, you've got 52 pages of story. I've literally showed you like 3 pages, because when I was building the Kickstarter, I was trying to hold myself from revealing so much. And then the backers be like, 18, you showed us so much, so that's why, like, I've only revealed like about 3-4 pages. And then the covers, yes, I haven't revealed cover C until we reach our 50% mark. So I do encourage you guys to go and back us. Yeah, let's go down. There's another page. I feel like this is a cover by our Beats of War artist. So yeah, this page, when Clark sent me this page, I was like, dude, look. I would zoom in to show you just the details. Look at some of their armor the Antarctic people wear on their hands. These help them enhance their powers, but also help build their suits around them. Now, these are the mentors. Only the mentors have these, right? And the kids are the ones who have a special power from the Antarctic people, from the original bloodlines. So the kids are super special. And a lot of people who've kind of like checked this out, they're like, Etienne, do you mean there's only 3 kids? I don't know. I mean, this is Terra Squad, right? There's always room to expand as you go, right? So it's quite interesting. But this page was insane. And for the fans who like comic books, who like storytelling, I wanted to do something different. You know, if you read Beats of War, the tone, the look of it, it's completely different from Terra Squad. If you see Hyena Man, it's different from Terra Squad. Each book has its own uniqueness, and that's kind of what I wanted for every book that I'm doing in the Etianverse. So let's go down. Let's see if there's anything I missed out. These are their suits. So this is very special. This is part. This is a character in itself. It plays a huge role in the story. And going back to our cover C, you see the character Uriel, you see Dan and June. And these characters, you're gonna absolutely love them. And you know what? I really want to inspire the world. There's so much going on with the kids around the world. Kids who go to high schools and they finish, they go to college, they don't know what they want to do in life. I feel like this story will speak to kids a lot. They, you know, you read this story, if you give to your, 7-year-old, 8-year-old nephew or son or daughter, they'll be excited about the world itself. Hey, how's it going, Ivan? Yeah, so they'll be excited about the universe and the world in itself. I want to inspire kids because they're the future generation, but also want to remind the older people who are much older and they'll be reading Terra Squad to know that keeping your young self alive, that's what I usually say, it's the best thing ever because your imagination or things that you can achieve in life is not limited. You know, you are not limited to what society says it should be. When you keep your young self, that kid within you, you explore different things, you will try different things, you keep optimistic and excited about life. And that's what Terra Squad is really about, is just trying to remind people that, staying young, whether you're old, keeping the young self is really important because you keep optimistic about life and your life becomes better. And for the kids who are growing up in this world that has so much going on, this is to remind them that there's so much power within them and they can achieve whatever they put their mind to, and they ask for help. In this crazy world, there's always that one person is willing to direct them in the right direction so that they can achieve whatever they put their minds to. So yeah, this is Terra Squad, people. Yeah, for joining me for the first time, go check it out. I wanted to do a live stream. I think this is the longest live stream I ever done, but I'm gonna be doing lots of these because I feel like I build that relationship with the subscribers but also with the fans of what I'm doing. But yeah, go check it out. Check Terra Squad out. Usually available to answer all the questions. We've got 18 days to go, and I really want to hit by 50% this week by Tuesday. So if you go backers, choose a tier, add on lots of add-ons. We've got different t-shirts, hearts, different things you can add on, and I promise you, you get the book definitely a month after the campaign is done. Like I said, I've always done a campaign and went and made the book, but right now I've made the books and then I run the campaign so that you get the books fast. And I do appreciate everybody's support. A lot of you have taken the time to stay here, listen to me talk about Terra Squad and my crazy way of tap into my creativity to create these stories. And it's usually quite exciting because I feel like with so much going on in the world, the best thing I can do is just tell stories and inspire people, and for a moment to help you escape this reality and you're into that story, and hopefully you come out more excited and optimistic about the planet that we're living in. So yeah, go check it out. I do appreciate everybody who's had the time to go and back me. It's been we've been running this for 12 days now, so we have 18 days to go. 2 weeks and 4 days. So I do appreciate all those who have backed us. Go check it out. Very easy to find. If you put Terra Squad, the chosen trio on Google, I'm sure, let's try this. I'm sure if you put that on Google, right, it'll pop up, right? Let's check. Here you go. It's the first thing that pops up on Google. So go check it out, guys. Go support me. And if you have any questions, I'm on Instagram. If you put Beats of War on Instagram or Etianverse Studios, let me show you my Instagram accounts. So if you put Etianverse Studios on Instagram, okay, let's see. Right. So many pop-ups about Superman. Superman is just coming out soon, so everybody must be excited about that. Are you guys excited about Superman? Okay. Where is the profile? I'm back to my my streaming software. Okay, so we have Beats of War page, and through Beats of War you can find Etianverse Studios. Okay, so Etianverse Studios will show you our pages where you can see different things. We've got different things that are coming up. Hyena Man is out. We've teased a bit of our animated series that is coming soon. Still top secret. So I encourage you guys to go and follow us on social media. So we've got Etianverse Studios, we've got Beats of War, and if you're keen to support our work and you'll be the first person to know about our platform when we launch it, we have Etianverse membership plans where you can become a member and you pay small fee every month, and basically that money goes to create for us creating what we're creating, but also building this platform that we're building in the back that will have our animated series. But also there's an Etianverse Academy, so if you've got kids who are home and you don't want them to stay on their iPads all day, they can log in from August when school start, after school, and they can just learn how to draw their characters, to write stories, to build their own characters, from home. Then we'll have open workshops that will be happening at our studio, starting in August. And so if you come to our membership plans, you get an 18-verse badge, and then you get like a discount on every purchase, and every 3 months you'll be getting a limited edition poster that we give you, and then you have access to the academy, right? And you get free shipping. What else did I forget? Yeah, and some digital wallpapers every 4 months as well. So there's so much. Then this is our store. I don't know if you guys have been to our website. It's a newly updated website. Go check it out as well. So yeah, I do appreciate all of you for sticking with me through the whole 15 minutes. I can't believe it's almost an hour. I've been live streaming. But yeah, if you have any questions about Terra Squad, the chosen trio, just put Terra Squad. The chosen trio will pop up, and you can find me on Kickstarter. Go and back me, support me. I do appreciate the support. That's me going to sign off now, and